I just want to go over this problem, making sure that we understand how to draw the diagram so that we could solve it using either law of sines or law of cosines. So it tells us that a Coast Guard station is 120 miles due west of a second station. So if we start here, I'll say this is station Z, which is 120 miles due west of station X. So I know this is 120 miles. Now it tells you that there's a ship out to sea, and the bearing or direction of the ship from Zulu is north 40 degrees east. So what that means is we're going to go to our Z location. That's going to be like our new, we're going to create our north, south, east, west lines there, because that's the reference point that we're going to use to go north 40 degrees east. So this means from Zulu, if we go up north, we're going to turn 40 degrees towards the east. And so we have our line like that. And then the second part says from station X-ray, the bearing or direction from the ship, of the ship from X-ray is north 30 degrees west, which means I'm going to start a new north, south, east, west coordinate with X-ray being the origin. And so this tells us that I go north, so I go up north 30 degrees, let's just say that's 30 degrees, it's not drawn to scale, towards the west. And so I know this here is 30 degrees, this here is 40 degrees, and this is where the ship is in this problem. And knowing this information, we can now say, all right, this must be 50 degrees, this must be 60 degrees, 50 plus 60 is 110, so this must then be 70 degrees. And so the question says, how far is each station from the ship? Well, we see that we have an angle and its opposite side. So I can do 120 over sine 70. And let's say I wanted to find this length here, so I'll call that Z. So it's the distance from the Zulu station. That's going to be Z over sine, the angle opposite is 60. And so this will allow me to solve for Z. If I want to solve for, I'll call the distance from X-ray to the boat side X, I can repeat the calculation using law of sines. And so this would be X over sine 50. And we can solve those two. We'll find the distance between X and Z, Z to the ship or X-ray to the ship. And then we can decide which station is closest, which would then allow us to answer part B. So the answers for these, your Z here should be 110.59. X should be 97.82. So here's your answer to A. So obviously X-ray is closer. And the answer to B is 0.49 hours, which is about 29 minutes.